Elvis liked Roy Orbison's music, and one time Roy Orbison was coming very close to our town of Waco to perform in Temple, which is about 30 miles from here. And so my dad, knowing that Elvis thought Roy Orbison was really good, told my mom we should go see this guy sing. It was in the very early days of Roy Orbison's career. So we loaded us all up and we went to Temple and we saw Roy Orbison's concert that he did there, and he was, of course, wonderful. And after the show, my father went up to him and introduced himself and told him he knew Elvis Presley, and so they talked for a little while. And Roy Orbison said, well, you know, Eddie, I was just getting ready to go eat. Why don't you and your family join us? And Roy, I think, was with his cousin and his father at the time. And so all of us went over to the Golden Dragon, I think was the name of it. It was a real famous Chinese restaurant there in Temple. And we went and ate together with Roy Orbison, and they talked about Elvis and show business and all the new music coming out. And that was a really nice memory, too. This is Elvis's star cap that he's wearing in photos that we have of him. He's also sitting in front of it in one of our home movies because the picture of him wearing the hat is right behind him. He bought these hats, I think he bought a few of them for his friends and entourage, and he bought these in Dallas, and this was Elvis's own hat that he gave to my father to keep. This is a copy of Elvis's personal appearance contract. It's dated October the 12th, 1956. This is a contract for a performance that Elvis did at Waco's Heart of Texas Coliseum, and this is where my father met Elvis. In the contract it says that Elvis was paid $5,000 for his appearance, and the tickets for the show cost $1.50 to $2. The contract is signed by Colonel Parker at the very bottom. There you go. These are home movies made at our house on Lasker in 1956 after Elvis's concert here in Waco. There's my mother, and there I am. There's Elvis, of course, and my father. Some of the guys in the pictures are wearing the star caps that Elvis bought in Dallas. There's one, and there's another one, and another one. That one's a little different. You can see Elvis's hair is longer. This was pre-Army days, so he was still performing with his long sideburns and long hair. My father handed me a ukulele and wanted me to act like Elvis, so that's what I'm trying to do here with the dance steps. There's Elvis shaking his feet to the music, trying to show me how to do the dance. My mother wanted to take a picture of Elvis, and he gave her a grin that she didn't like, so she panned down to his feet and took a picture of his shoes instead. And that's what you just saw. He always called my mother Mrs. Fidel. She was never Linnell to him. This footage was made in 1958 when Elvis was stationed at Fort Hood. These are Elvis's friends that he brought along with him for the day. These are the people that Daddy took more footage of than Elvis because he wanted to make everybody comfortable. Elvis is eating sweet pickles and little sandwiches that my mom had put out for him. There's Anita Wood with him. She looks gorgeous as always. There I am with Elvis giving me a big kiss with a mouthful of food and a pickle in one hand. My dad kept saying, go over there close to Elvis so you can be in the picture. And he had these bright lights shining on us that they used to use back then for home movies. Yeah, and Daddy said, wave at the camera, and Elvis says, yeah, wave at the camera, and so he waves. Elvis had cut his finger on maneuvers, I think, that day, so his finger's all bandaged up. He's feeling a little self-conscious with the camera on him, I think. There's my brother Dana, who Elvis called Ready Kilowatt because Dana liked to play with light bulbs. Every time Elvis would come over, Dana would be walking around with a light bulb in his hand. And he always thought that was funny because Ready Kilowatt would walk around, I think, with a lit light bulb in his hand because he was Mr. Electricity. This is Elvis playing our piano and singing. This is where he's singing Happy Birthday Baby, I believe. And we've got that on audio tape. There's Elvis sitting in front of the photograph with the star hat on. And Anita. This was the pink and black den that Daddy had made for him. And Elvis is smoking one of his cigars. And he's talking about that photograph. And he signed that one for us, too. I don't think I need to narrate that. This is a cake that we had made to celebrate Elvis's birthday. It had Elvis on there with his guitar, and there was a hound dog down there. And there I am, waving at the camera again. This cake was so pretty, I'll never forget it. It had musical notes around the sides of it, and some of the lyrics to, or the names of some of Elvis's songs written on there. It was really neat. All right, this looks like a party celebrating an award that Elvis got from a local fan club. I think it was the Texas chapter of the Elvis fan club. Elvis is here with a lot of friends and a lot of the fan club members. One of the ladies is here, pictured here is the president of the fan club. And they're eating hamburgers. Now, there's Elvis's hamburger, close up. He liked hamburgers. And there's the president of the fan club right there. There's Lamar Fike, who worked for Elvis. And Elvis has received an award this night, and he holds it up in a little while and shows it off. I think he's pretty proud of it. There it is. There you go. I think everyone was getting up and making little speeches about the night or about Elvis or something. And my dad's in here somewhere, but it's so dark it's hard to see everybody. And Elvis is cutting a cake. He gives everybody a piece of cake, passing it around. He's wearing a pretty fancy shirt there and skinny tie, very fashionable. Peter must not be in there. I don't know a lot about this one, but we can play it and when I think of something.